What's up, guys? Happy Friday. This is Brian Downard, your host of Laptop Empires, and this is episode number 16. Today, we're going to break down my video sales letter. I've got a lot of requests from viewers about this. Essentially, what a video sales letter does is walks people through a process of who you are, introducing yourself, introducing their problem, agitating that problem, introducing a solution, giving proof, and then of course providing them with some call to action to take the next step. So I've used video sales letters in the past with content partnerships. In previous episodes of Laptop Empires, I touch on this, but essentially what I did is I got a partner who was willing to send a piece of content to their audience. The content was a short 20-minute video that walked through, those things I just discussed, but those were very specific and for specific groups of people. So what I wanted to do was create a video sales letter still targeted at a niche that I specialize in, but a little bit more generic and vague that I could use for many different purposes. So I could drive Facebook traffic to it. I could send a direct link to people I'm speaking with via cold outreach on Facebook or email. I could send it to people who I meet offline as a way to pre-frame them and establish myself as an expert. So there's a lot of really great uses for it. And I've used something like this again in the past to land clients, but this is now something that's just more streamlined, and I can use it for a little bit wider group of people inside of my niche. So again, we're going to be breaking down a video sales letter. I'm going to just pretty much be swiping through the one here that I recently created. I'll talk about each important section, give you a little bit of a background of why that's important and how maybe you can position your own, and then we'll go through each one. All right, let's dive right in. So in the beginning, you want to make a big promise. People are very busy nowadays. You want to tell them what they're going to benefit from or what they're going to get if they invest the next 10, 15, 20 minutes watching your video. So you need to make them a big promise. It's also called the hook. A really easy one that you can use as a hook is to get insert desired thing without a blank there for the thing that they hate most. So 2 blank spots, one thing they desire most, one thing they hate the most. How to get blank thing you desire most without blank thing you hate most. So it could be something like how to lose 10 pounds without going to the gym every single day. So you see what I'm saying, where you're giving people something they want and then removing a negative aspect of achieving that. So that can be kind of your hook and your intro. What I like to do is just tell them to real quickly eliminate distractions, tell them again, preparing them that I'm going to be sharing some actionable information and that they should listen. Then I quickly introduce myself. I don't spend too much time on this, but I still want to establish myself as an expert. So I explain how many years I've been doing this, the places I've been featured with, some notable clients that I've worked with, and then I also talk about how I teach my systems and strategies to other marketers. I share a couple of quotes from people online who have told me that they love my content, and then I tell them, most importantly, I've got case studies with 25-to-1 ROI to back this up. And again, all this is doing is just quickly establishing myself as an expert, telling people and showing them that I've gotten results, I've got great clients, and I'm someone they should be listening to. Next, you want to tell them what to expect in the video. Now, the hook is the big promise, but now here's where you're kind of laying out expectations. You tell them what's going to happen next in the video. So for me, I tell them I'm going to break down my entire system step by step that gets people off of their butts and into your store. So that's what I'm promising them that they're going to learn in the video. Now you want to have a slide where you're telling people, and again, just in case I wasn't clear, this is just a slide deck. I created it in Keynote. You can make yours in PowerPoint, and then I just did a voiceover to make this video sales letter. So I didn't shoot like a camera like this. So if you're a little bit camera shy, you don't have to worry about it. It can just be a deck. But you do want to have a slide that's pretty much saying who this is for. In mine, it's I'm telling people that this is for retail business owners and managers who sell high-end furniture and appliances, people who are frustrated with the lack of ROI, etc., etc. Pretty much outlining that this is who this video is for. If you're one of these people, listen up because this is for you. And then on the next slide, I'm telling them who this is not for. I'm explaining how my strategies aren't really for people who are just starting out. They're not for e-commerce only retailers. They're not for people who don't have a solid process, sales process in place. And then for people, it's not for people who are unwilling to try new things. So really just laying those expectations and kind of clearing the room so I get the right people watching the video. Now here's an interesting thing that I learned from one of the great Facebook groups I'm a part of that I recently injected into this sales letter, but it's called a Twinsuming Story. Now essentially it's a tale of two different people, one successful and one is average, and people love to know what the difference between the average people are and the successful people are. So this becomes really powerful when you can tell a story about one person who does one thing and another person who does it another way, and what the difference in those results are. Now, of course, you use this story to kind of position now your solution or your new way of thinking as the reason why this person is successful is because they follow your strategies. And of course, now my video I'm saying in detail, even touching on some things in their own life. Like I'm saying, like the successful owner gets to go golfing once a week, and the other one is working overtime and considering laying people off. And then I get into the nitty-gritty of, well, that's because the average owner doesn't try new things and they try to do everything by themselves. But the successful owner leans on other people. They try new ways of marketing. So again, just telling a story of two highly similar people who do things differently and then get drastically different results. Now, again, I use this to kind of bring the story to a point where I'm saying, now look, there's an old way to do things and a new way. Now, the old way is what you just heard what the average person does, and the new way is what the successful people are doing. And I break that down a little more. I explain the old way of doing things for my video sales letter would be things like direct mail, magazines, newspaper, radio, and things that I call hope marketing. So then I explain the new way is a way that you can, and I explain the benefits of this new way before I tell them what this new thing is. So I say to them, you want to be able to show ads to people who've already engaged with your brand, find people who are highly similar, test multiple ads, blah, blah, blah. So how is that even possible? Now I introduce the solution, which is my service, which is paid Facebook advertising. And I drop in a couple more statistics, make it relevant to how many people are on Facebook, how many people use Facebook. And now what I do is I start to reveal my funnel, my process a little bit. I don't give them everything, but I show them this is what it looks like, and I'm delivering on that hook and that promise from the beginning where I'm delivering some actual value. It's not all pitch, pitch, pitch. I'm now educating and showing them what this could look like. But I love this thing that I was taught, and I forget who taught me this, but it was really powerful. And it's with video sales letter and really most of your content, you want to teach away objections. So you're not just teaching for teaching's sake, but you want to teach away any objections that they might have to the product. So, you know, objections that a business owner might have to Facebook ads is something like, it's just not going to work for me. So I go through all of these really powerful reasons why it can, how you can target neighborhoods and specific zip codes and little radiuses down to 1 mile, how you can get really granular in your targeting. And then I give them real examples of, look, these are other businesses that are just like yours that are succeeding. So now I'm literally walking through like live examples as a case in my case studies, client examples, and then most importantly, I'm backing it up with results, showing them, look, people commenting on these ads saying they're going to come in and buy. I've got case studies that back this up. Here they are. You can access my case studies here. And then I ask them, do you see how powerful this can be? After I've explained all of this stuff, I ask them that question, let them think on that for a second. And now I'm asking, and now I'm injecting a call to action. So I'm asking them, hey, do you want the same thing for your business? Well, great news, I've got a done-for-you service that offers this. And now I'm kind of now injecting some scarcity, and this is called an offer intensifier. You can do this in different ways. I like to be genuine with mine, but here's what I'm basically saying. That keep in mind, I only work with a certain type of business and not everyone is right for this. No offense, I just want to make sure that I can get you results. So what I'm also then saying here, you know what? That came too soon. So I'm doing the same thing though. I'm qualifying them to me and I'm injecting scarcity in a couple of different places. So I do this here again later, but also let me back up. So after my call to action where I'm saying, hey, do you want some help with your business? Now I'm injecting a little bit of that scarcity here where I'm saying, hey, I only work with a couple of or certain types of businesses, no offense, I just want to make sure that I can work with you. So a little bit of scarcity right there, okay? There's more coming up, but it's just important to sprinkle it throughout your sales letter when possible. So now I actually just quickly explain my service. So how it works, it's literally just a simple slide where I'm saying, here's the bullet points, here's what I do, here's what you can expect, and then really focusing again on the benefits that they'll receive from that. And I highlight, you're gonna get leads in your inbox. That is the benefit of this. I break down how much it costs. I address an objection right away. I'm saying, if you're thinking that it's too expensive for you, let me ask you this. What would 5 to 20 customers in the next 30 days mean for your business? And then I'm telling them, assuming you're in this niche that I'm focused on, which you would be because I told you in the beginning of the video, this is for you, that could mean tens of thousands of dollars for your business. So again, I've got the case studies that back that up in like sales that are averaging $3,000 to $10,000, $20,000 even for some clients. These average sales are huge. 5 to 10, 20 even customers would be ridiculous for them. So much money. So I'm addressing that objection right there and tying in my costs directly to their return. So it seems like a no-brainer for them. So I'm also now saying, okay, now before I tell you what to do next, and I'm telling a personal story as it relates to my service. Now, sometimes you can do this in the beginning. What I like to do is tell this towards the end. It works both ways, but I'm telling them a personal story and how I got to this point. I'm telling them why I offer this service. And I'm explaining over my 10 years of being a digital marketer, I've tried lots of things, but Facebook's been the only one that I can drive consistent on-demand results for my clients. So really telling a story that ties in my experiences with the service. And really the moment where I came to that realization, like, wow, this actually works. So they can kind of have that moment and that realization too. Next, I inject some testimonials. I've got incredible testimonials from clients. One guy was even saying how I helped increase his sales by 14% in 6 months. Huge when you can get those kinds of testimonials. Put that into the sales letter, of course. I also share another personal story from one of the people in my groups who shared a fascinating and incredible story about his personal life and how he used my strategies to overcome some difficult situations. And even though it's not relating directly to what I'm selling in this video, because these people aren't going to be in that similar situation, it's proving that, look, my systems and formulas help people in all types of situations and have done incredible things and really kind of established some emotion. It's difficult to do, but when you have that, you can inject emotion because it is powerful. And now I'm finally giving a very clear call to action to, hey, this is what you're going to do next. So if this sounds like something you would benefit from, click on the button below this video. Now below the video, I can pull it up here. I've got this big, it's probably kind of hard to see even from all the way back there, so I'll zoom in, but the giant button, there you go, you can see it kind of, this giant button that's right below the video, okay? And I'm telling them to click on it, and I'm telling them what happens after they click on it. I'm explaining to them, so then you'll be taken to a scheduling page. You pick a day and time that's convenient for you, and then we're gonna hop on the phone to chat. Now, again, this is where I got a little bit mixed up a couple minutes back. We're injecting more scarcity and urgency again. We did that a little bit before, and now we're doing it again. So after the call to action, we're injecting some more. I'm telling them, don't sit on this opportunity, because I'd never work with my clients' competitors. So if you want to lock in your city or area, then we should speak. So after you kind of intensify the offer, inject more urgency and scarcity, one final call to action, just remind them again, this is what you do next. Now it's time to take action. If you're ready to be in control of your business's growth and create a stream of on-demand leads, click the button below and we'll chat more. And finally, I just have a slide that says, thank you for your time. I really appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to speaking with you soon. So that's pretty much the whole entire process. I'm going to quickly kind of flip back through. So basically, you're making a big promise, and you're making a hook. You're introducing yourself and establishing authority, telling people then next what to expect, telling them who it's for, who this content in this video is for, who it's not for. Then you can tell a story about two people in similar situations who do things differently, and use that to then transition into a new way of thinking versus an old way of thinking, and why that new way of thinking is making that other person more successful than just the average person. And of course, this new way of thinking is now you're leading into your introducing your product, and why this new way is so much better. And you're actually introducing what you do and giving proof and value, educating them around that. So you've introduced the problem, and now you're actually teaching. We're going to say, okay, this is why this works. And again, we're teaching away their objections. We're not trying to give them everything away. They're not going to go do this themselves. Like, I don't need to explain all the intricacies of installing a Facebook pixel or that kind of stuff. The clients just want the result. So give them the high-level thought process of your strategy, give them real-life examples, and tie in case studies and results to those, so they see that it's not just stuff you're making up. Then you, of course, you start to introduce your service, talk about pricing. I like to set those expectations, so I'm not getting people on the phone who don't know what I charge. I'm addressing objections right away by, the biggest objection is, hey, that might cost too much. No, this is actually what your ROI would look like. So addressing that right away. Telling a personal story to my service, sharing more social proof, testimonials, case studies. Finally, then my call to action, my offer intensifier, so some urgency and scarcity, and then another final call to action, and then you just wrap it all up. So guys, what I do with these videos is it's a really great way to, once you've put it together and you've created it, you can pitch clients at scale. So I'm going to use this video. It's hidden behind an opt-in page, so people go to the opt-in page, enter their name, email, phone number to get access, but I can really use this in any way that I want. I'm going to test driving Facebook traffic to it. Like I said in the beginning, I can send it directly to people that I already have as leads and prospects offline. But it's really helpful because now it's an asset for my business I can use over and over again. And it helps me pitch clients at scale, and I don't actually have to go convince people one-on-one. I send them a link to my video, and I establish my authority, agitate their problem, and provide them with a solution all right there. So I hope this has been helpful to you, and you've been able to learn a little bit more about video sales letters and how you can position and outline yours. Go ahead and let me know what you think in the comments section below, or if you've got any questions, drop them down there and I'll be happy to answer. Otherwise, if you like this, please share it with your friends and subscribe. Thank you guys for tuning in. Again, I am Brian Downard. This is Laptop Empires, episode number 16, and I will see you guys next time.